Good. Welcome to episode 35 of the Old Kids Podcast. Today we are going to be discussing J. Cole's best album and just J. Cole's whole discography in general. So, yeah, we're going to start at the mixtapes. So, the first mixtape that I have on here that he dropped was the Come Up. He did drop an EP like Any Given Sunday. He dropped like a couple of those, but we're going to start at the mixtape one, the Come Up. So, what I thought about the Come Up was that it was like, we have songs on there like Simba, College Boy, and you can hear the freaking how he's you can hear him like you could just hear his voice. It sounds younger. You can tell when someone's it's his first their first project putting it out. You could tell the difference, especially now that we heard all the new shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Come Up isn't a bad mixtape, but it isn't like the best. Of course, it makes sense though because it's his first mixtape. The next mixtape though that he dropped after that was Friday Night Lights. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Friday Night Lights was after. So yeah, Friday Night Lights, which I think is um such a dope mixtape. I actually have the poster up here in my room right now. If y'all could see it, it's up there next to Erica Badu and Denzel Curry. But yeah, that has to be my favorite mixtape. I think it's just my favorite J. Cole project of all time because it's one is how I got introduced to him. Two, that track has nothing but classics. Like he even raps on classic beats. Too Deep for the Intro. He rapped on Didn't You Know by Erica Badu. Vilmatic. He rapped on Devil in a Dress by Kanye. Looking for Trouble. He featured Kanye, Pusha T, and Big Sean. Dope ass track. Spit nothing but bars on it. Then we got tracks like Two Face. Then we got tracks like freaking what's another track on there? I'm losing my thought right here. Oh, Blow Up. We have You Got It with Wale. So we have some good tracks on there. That's definitely my favorite. That's got to be my favorite mixtape. Yeah, for sure. And then the next mixtape he dropped was the Warm Up, and this is what I think was his best mixtape. His best mixtape. So not his best album, just his best mixtape. He has amazing tracks on here. Again, he raps on so many Kanye beats on here. We have Last Call. He rapped on Last Call. He called it Last Call as well. He rapped on Drive Slow, and he called it Dreams. He rapped on plenty of other ones. I think Knock Knock. Yeah, he rapped on Knock Knock, which is actually a Kanye produced track on Monica's album. Or I think it's a single. I'm not sure, but don't quote me on it. Yeah, the Warm Up has to be his best mixtape because of like the concept of it. Even the trailer was dope when he couldn't dunk. That the trailer was sick. He was just hungry, you know what I'm saying? He was super hungry to make it. So you could hear it a lot in the warm up, and then he tried like other shit. He tried like ladies songs like he got Losing My Balance. He got what's that song with the Devil Keep Following Me with Omen? I forgot the name of that track, and he had Looking for Balance. So yeah, he has some heat on there. Definitely check that mixtape out if you haven't heard it. If you haven't heard any of these mixtapes, check him out. Let me know what you guys think is his best or what's your favorite mixtape by him. And then we're gonna move on to the albums, which is what everybody wants to hear. The albums that we all heard and shit, or the albums that a lot of people talk about. Which one's J. Cole's best album? So yeah, first one we have is Cold World: The Sideline Story. Now when he dropped this, I loved it. I was a huge J. Cole fan, so I loved like almost everything he dropped. Like literally, you can ask my family. But yeah, Cold World: The Sideline Story. This is when he got signed to Rock Nation, I believe, and that's why he has like a J. Cole. He has a Jay-Z feature on there. We got Mr. Nice Watch, dope ass track. Rise and Shine, amazing track. Then we have what's that? Sideline Story, my favorite track on there. We have Lights Please. Check out Lights Please. That's a good ass track, man. Lights Please. Definitely check that one off the album. But I don't think this one it will be considered his best album or my favorite album. But it isn't a bad album. We got Workout on there too. I guess in this album he was just trying. Just like the foot inside the game. You know what I'm saying? He just like. I guess this time he wasn't finding his sound yet. He was just trying to Workout. He was trying to make a radio hit, stuff like that. He actually explained that too. So, yeah, That's Cold World, the Sideline Story. That was his first album. The next album was Born Sinner, and this one I feel like it isn't talked about much. I don't think it's his best, or it's not my favorite either. But I don't think it's talked about much. You know, the Illuminati, amazing track. We got She Knows, dude. That instrumental on She Knows, amazing. Freaking Let Nas Down, one of the best tracks ever. Especially when Nas came back with the Made Nas Proud remix to it. He's like, yo, you didn't let me down. And actually, fun fact too, Let Nas Down was actually j.cole talking about how Nas wasn't happy that j.cole dropped Work Out. So yeah, it's crazy to think about, but yeah, Born Sinner definitely was it was a good album. It had a lot of good tracks on there. Power Trip, that's when we first, I feel like that's when a lot of people found out about J. Cole, like just he became a bigger artist when Power Trip came out, cuz everybody loved Miguel on that. Everybody loved that hook. The hook was amazing. Everybody just started like Crooked Smile too. That one blew up. He had a lot of tracks that blew up on there. So you could see like these were more radio hits. You know what I'm saying? And then we move on to the next album, which is The Shift. This is where I think it shifted for J. Cole. This is where I think he started talking about more conscious things. He started being more aware. And then actually at this time, he stopped wearing chains and this and that. He just wore regular clothes and made good music. I mean, he always made good music, but like he just started making like what he liked. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And this is 2014, Forest Hills Drive, where he talks about his home. That's actually his home address, I believe, or that's one of his homes, his old homes or whatever. And from the cover art to him, with him sitting on the thing, to just you could how personal it was. You know what I'm saying? We had songs like Love Yours and how conscious and good it was, but still kept it super hip hop. And I think one of like his best like rapping abilities, I guess, songs on there, or just braggadocious songs, were on that one rather than the ones that were trying to get more hits. You know what I'm saying? So like Fire Squad, I remember listening to that. You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. I got this album when it leaked, because it leaked before he dropped it. I got it when it leaked. I got it when it leaked. I didn't get it when it dropped. And I remember I listened to Fire Squad. I was like, yo, I was going crazy with that Iggy bar and stuff, Macklemore, all that bars, all that shit. So yeah, Forest Hills Drive. Also, I think it's his best album, just because of that simple fact that the shift from the Cold World, the Silent Story, and Born Sinner to Forest Hills Drive was so big, and you could see him kind of maturing in it. So it's kind of like, think about it like this: you're a fan, and it's like, it's him. You're growing with him, so it shows that. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't mean just growing like, you know, like age. I mean like growing like music wise. You see the difference. So that's why I think it was his best. Also, over like as a project, it was like super fucking super cohesive. He had so many different things on there. He had the braggadocious, the rapping, like just his rapping ability, the kind of fast rapping on a grimy ass beat, Get Off My Dick. He had like and then we had Love Yours. We had songs like Wet Dreams. We had No Role Models. No Role Models blew up. Still, we had the radio hits, but it seemed like it was more natural this time. Like he was being himself on it. That's why I think it's his best album. The next one he dropped after this was For Your Eyes Only. My favorite album, my favorite J. Cole album. It's shorter than 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but yeah, For Your Eyes Only has to be my favorite, just cause like I feel I can play that album all the way through, and like it's just from the top to the bottom. I'm either like I'm gonna like cry and go crazy still. You know what I'm saying? We have For Whom the Bells Tolls, amazing. He's hella vulnerable in it. It's darker, and I don't know. I appreciate that little darker thing, and then I appreciate the whole concept of it, that he wrote it on like a perspective from his homie. And then even dude, that last track, 8-minute track, I always listen to the full 8 minutes, and he talks about like, and it's like a message to his daughter. You know, it was cool to see him put a project out like this, because this could have easily been like considering it was a project for the homie's daughter, it could have been a project that just, you know, he just played for her. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he put it out to the world and we all got to see that side, you know what I'm saying? We all got a view of it, and all got to hear it like that. So it felt amazing. That's got to be my favorite. And then if you guys are wondering, my favorite track on there is probably gonna have to be either Change or damn, I don't even know, Change, Neighbors, or Immortal. Immortal was amazing, dude. The second part of it, the first part of it, amazing. So yeah, For Your Eyes Only, favorite album. The next one we have on here is KOD, and a lot of people weren't happy with KOD. But I think a lot of people weren't happy with KOD because he's tried to like, I see what he was doing. He was trying to like kind of fit in with the new day rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like Motivate, that song, for example, the beats, even ATM. Um, what other track we have on there? He kind of tried to sound like it. I can't think of another track right now. But we did also, what we forget is we also got that like the conscious Cole that we enjoy. You know what I'm saying? We got Window Pane. We got Once an Addict. We got freaking Friends. Friends is such a good track, man. We had Kevin's Heart, right? Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Kevin's Heart, where he got Kevin Hart to talk about the whole situation. What the whole situation with Kevin Hart? You guys remember that with him cheating and stuff? It was cool to see him like just admire that people make mistakes, you know, just or notice people make mistakes all the time. So that was cool. The whole concept of it was cool too. The Kill Our Demons, Kids on Drugs, was King Overdose. All of it was cool. But I guess a lot of people just didn't like that whole those couple tracks where he tried to fit in with the new generation, I guess. And then we all kind of like missed the old Cole at that time, I guess. I didn't mind that album though. The album was I think it fit his discography. I think he needed to drop an album like that, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool to see he dropped that. And then Revenge of the Dreamers 3 was the next project he dropped, and technically it wasn't his own project, but I would consider it his project because he put it all together, I guess. Well, him and the manager, I guess, or something like Ebe or whatever. They put it together, so I consider a project that he made, you know what I'm saying? Because he made all these artists come together, sent invitations out, and, you know, this and that. And surprisingly, I didn't think, or a lot of people didn't even think that it would sound good. They were just, I feel like the narrative around it was just like, oh, this album is going to sound super forced. It's just going to sound like everyone's got to be on the track. Everyone's forcing their verse. We're forcing features and stuff. But when I listened to it, it came really natural. You know what I'm saying? Like Sacrifices with Saba, Smino, uh, Olu, and then Cole. That was an amazing track. We had Under the Sun, which I never thought I would hear. The Baby with J. Cole, and then Loot. Amazing track as well. Then we got, and Kendrick. Don't forget Kendrick's hook on there. So I was surprised to see like that it turned out so well, so good. Considering also they recorded it in 10 days, which is that's why we also thought, yo, it's gonna sound forced. It's not gonna sound cool. But then we heard it and we were like, yo, this is actually fire. And I think it was nominated for like a Grammy, right? It was nominated for like a Grammy, I think. So yeah, that just shows it. But then we have the Off Season, the most recent album, and a lot of people didn't like this album as well, which is just what I see. A lot of people loved it actually, but a lot of people, some people didn't like it. But I also want to give like the take of what I think, why I think some people didn't like it. I think this album is more like a motivating album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just listen to the tracks. We got Applying Pressure, Punching the Clock, 95 South, 100 Mil, Amari, all of those tracks. Tell me you can't hear that whole album in the gym and like be kind of motivated. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the whole theme behind it was just grinding. So it's not like it wasn't cohesive. That's what I think. I think it wasn't. I mean, he had a bunch of different sounds on there and stuff. I guess different beats, but it wasn't like for example, I guess I always bring up Tyler because he's so creative. But like a Tyler album is so different from a J. Cole album or just any Tyler album. It's just so many different songs to like. You get a love song, you get or just album, any album in general you could think of like of a creative person. Not to say J. Cole isn't creative, but I just think this album was more so like a kind of like a grinding album. And then Yeah, just more like a grinding album where he's just putting in work and then like showing off his rapping ability, which I actually enjoyed. I felt like he kind of was just proving people wrong in this. He's like, yo, y'all don't think I can rap anymore? Like, yo, I'm about to hit y'all with this. This is the old me. And this did sound reminiscent of like his older mixtapes. That's why I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the off season. So yeah, that pretty much sums up his whole discography. So yeah, he's also like the feature king. Like I think J. Cole is the feature king. He's got the best features out right now. I mean, Johnny P's Caddy on the Benny the Butcher's album, one of my one of my favorite features of all time, man. That shit a lot. You guys remember a lot. Come on. So yeah, let me know what your favorite J. Cole album is. What do you think is J. Cole's best album? What's your favorite mixtape? What do you think is his best mixtape? Any of that? Any artists you want me to do another episode like this on? I'll do any artist. I was like Vince or someone like that. I'll do an episode on the artist. Let me know if you guys enjoy these episodes with like I talk about the artists, talk about how like my favorite albums by them, their best albums, and just stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy the episode, and I appreciate you guys for listening. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.